What's up guys, this is FX here, and today I got the top 5-year-old that I pretty much stole from Cobra. He was going to do it, but he never went through with it, and this was probably over a month ago when we were going to do a comment, but it never worked out. But now I present to you my top 5 favorite, not necessarily best, but favorite campaign games that I've played over the past probably 14 years maybe, and might as well get right into this one. Number 5 is a game that I actually thought about just a couple days ago, which pretty much made me want to do this because I remembered how much fun it was. And this is Shadow of the Colossus for the PS2. Probably a game that will never, unfortunately, never be redone. I hope it is. And not necessarily redone or remade, but no other game will ever be as unique as this game. I mean, you run around, or sometimes you ride around on a horse, pretty much killing gigantic colossi. I guess it was so much fun, and there's a lot of, I guess, free roaming and discovery when it came to actually looking for them. And it took a lot of, I guess, smarts, and you actually had to figure out how to kill the colossi. It was just such a fun game, and when I beat it, I think it was maybe sometime around 04, 05. I was actually on vacation in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, and I was with my cousin's family, my mom's sister's family. And every time we would play it and we would get stuck, my cousin would call her boyfriend and ask him to go on the internet and to look at a strategy guide or like a walkthrough. So that was pretty fun. Haven't done that for any other game, I'll just put it that way. But there's plenty of variety from all the colossi, you know, whether they be the little smaller, like lion-looking ones, or there's a few that could fly. I think there was like a turtle. Yeah, definitely the hawk was one of the cooler ones. There's like a dragon one that would go in the sand. Then of course, there's ones that would just walk around. You had to climb them. And one thing about that game that really stood out to me was the final boss. I mean, it took like an hour just to get to him, because he would make it rain with, I think, like explosives or like arrows or something. And then climbing him, wow, that was an adventure in itself. And then after you kill him, what the cutscenes you watched, when I can't remember any of the names. I don't think you had to kill the 16 colossi to. That was the only way to bring people back from the dead. And the character you're playing as, you had to, or your girlfriend died, or your soulmate, whatever. And that was the only reason why you're trying to kill all of them. But yeah, I remember when he ended up turning into one of the colossi, and it was very, very strange ending. I think by the time it's Christmas, hopefully I'll have enough money. I'm going to try to get a PS3 to pretty much play a bunch of PS2 games, and probably God of War 3 and Sly 4 when it comes out, and to get some HD streaming in my loft. So yeah, hopefully that'll work out. But yeah, Shadow of Colossus, if any of you guys actually still play your PS2 and you haven't played that game, get it right now. It's that simple. Okay, so number 4 is the only modern game, I guess you could say. And it's the game actually doing my Let's Play for, which has kind of been slowing down lately. Mass Effect. The first time I played Mass Effect was back in January of either 2009 or 8 or 10. I'm pretty sure it's 2010. And I was Soldier, and I actually got my ass kicked, and I didn't play it for another like 3 months. I didn't even finish Eden Prime. I think I was playing on normal, and I couldn't beat Eden Prime. That's how bad I was. And then I was like, screw it. You know, it was one of the games that I downloaded. That actually happens a lot with my downloaded games. I just don't play them for a long time. It happened with BioShock as well, which is definitely an honorable mention. But yeah, Mass Effect. I came back to it, and once I got through the Citadel, that took a while. Took like a week or two, I think. But then once I finally figured out the inventory and the combat and the conversation system. I no-lifed the shit out of that game. I played it non-stop. I went for all the achievements. And the strange thing is, I actually never had a trained weapon. For the sniper kills, I was no-scoping the turrets. For the shotty kills, I was killing like husks and stuff. And for the assault rifle, I think I was a very high rank when I would use the assault rifle to get my assault rifle kills. But yeah, the Mass Effect story. Shepard is pretty much the video game version of Michael Scofield. Renegade Shepard is like one of the better characters ever made. And if you ever change the way your Shepard looks and you play Mass Effect, you are bad. Just restart your career right now. And it's like a perfect combination of a good story and good combat and Star Wars, all meaning. I mean, there hasn't been too many good Star Wars games. I think the only good Star Wars games, in my opinion, have been the Battlefront games. But Star Wars and a good video game come together, and you have Mass Effect, pretty much. And it's fucking legit. Put it that way. And Saren is also one of the better villains. I love the freaking cup he has from Reach, but even though Mass Effect came out before Reach. But yeah, number 3 being a game that I actually didn't own for a long time, and I ended up beating it on the Wii, is Super Mario 64. A lot of games that I played in my childhood I didn't even own, because pretty much every other weekend, or sometimes every weekend during the summers, I would go to my cousin's house. I probably shouldn't have said her name, I'll blank that out. Don't want any stalking or anything like that, but yeah, I'd go to her house and we would play a lot of video games. It was just pretty much a combination of video games, sports, and pancakes. That's a pretty good summary of my experience at her house. And we play a lot of video games and a lot of N64. And Super Mario 64 is actually one of the games that I never owned, but me, her, and my other cousin, her sister, would play the crap out of that game. I think we ended up getting every star at one point. I'm pretty sure it's 120 or 125 stars, and then you could ride Yoshi or something like that, or Yoshi came up and give you 99 lives. I think I'm remembering that right. But yeah, I think about a year ago, or a couple years ago, I got a Wii. The very first thing I did was I put $50 of Wii points on there, and I bought a bunch of games. I ended up buying the Super Mario 64 game. I didn't play it for a while, and then I moved it into my room. And one day I just sat down and I figured out the Wii remote, and I just played the crap out of it. Even though the graphics aren't that good and it was bad standard definition, it is just so much better than a majority of the 360 games. So it's like, why not, you know? And I just played the crap out of it. But the only thing I missed out is I never could find the Boo's house or his level. That was the only thing I missed out on. I don't know how I pulled that off. I think I ended up getting like 80 stars. I didn't want to go for all the the red coin ones and stuff like that. But yeah, the level where you open up Peach's Castle, I think. No, not Peach's Castle. The one where you open up and you can jump in the bird and make jump in the tree and make the bird fly away. That level, I beat it. I got all of the stars, including the red coin star one, in like 20 minutes. Might be like a world record or something. That was like the best 20 minutes ever. I mean, I was flying through it. It's amazing how much better campaign games can be than multiplayer games. I'm waiting for the multiplayer game that comes out that's only multiplayer. That will be a good game, but that hasn't come out yet, I don't think. Besides like arcade games, of course. But yeah, Super Mario 64. Whew. I'll say it. I'll say this forever. They need to get Mario on the 360, or they need to have just as good as online service on the Wii on the 360. It's pretty much that simple, because I could play some Mario, dude. But yeah, there's number 3. Number 2. One of, I guess, my subscribers the other day actually messaged me about this game, saying, did you ever play it? And of course I played Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh man, Kingdom Hearts 2. Triangle button was your best friend, dude. Let me tell you. This is one of the only few games that I managed to CRY while playing it. Yeah, Roxas is pretty much the man, and the cutscene. I actually uploaded this cutscene to Syfax43. And the cutscene when Sora is leaving Twilight Town for the first time. He's going to the wizard's like house to get his. Oh, I almost clutched it. His abilities, I guess. Oh man, what are those? The drives, the costume drives where you could. I'm probably fucking this hardcore. But yeah, when he cries. Yeah, I think I shed a tear back in the day because they ended up like showing Roxas or something, or like the people. I'm gonna watch that after this. I'll probably link it. It's definitely a sad cutscene. I remember uploading it. But yeah, that game. Man, Kingdom Hearts 2. I mean, first of all, the title came in like 3 hours into the game after you finish being Roxas. Like a good 3 hours of game time. I remember I saved like 3 hours and it said Kingdom Hearts 2 on the screen. That's when you know you're playing a good video game. Alright. Roxas was the man. Axel was the man. The only thing I didn't like about it is it was very confusing. Especially if you're like a 14-year-old kid playing it with the nobodies and the heartless and all the Japanese people. It could get confusing, but my favorite part about the game was how well they mixed the Disney elements and characters into the game. They did an amazing job integrating the Final Fantasy and Disney elements of each universe and combining them. Very, very well done. And I cannot wait until Kingdom Hearts 3 is much less announced. Yeah, I cannot wait until Kingdom Hearts 3 is announced. Hopefully it will be. Probably already has. So just make the game already. I'll get a PS3. God. Yeah, back to the triangle button. Almost every boss battle, all you had to do was press triangles. Oh, the good old days. And then when you'd max up your drives, I think, and you could hold the O button, you could just fly. And you had the blades around you. Actually, no, that was when you actually had to activate the thing. But you could literally just fly around. As long as you had like higher ground to start from. You could just fly everywhere. And then you could also like skateboard. Oh man. Good video game. I actually bought the strategy guide for that game, and I was gonna try to get every single like jeez, I'm trying to remember. You could like every time you killed an enemy they would drop stuff, and then you could use that stuff to make items. Very long time ago I played this. And I remember I was using the strategy guide to find out like which ones I need to kill to get the stuff. And eventually I'd end up just rolling with Poos or Penny the wow. Penny the Boo? No, that's not right. Winnie the Who? Winnie the Pooh. Wow, there will be some comments on that one. Holy crap, Penny the Who? Oh my gay, Winnie the Pooh. There we go. Alright. That took a while. But yeah, Winnie the Pooh's Keyblade ended up giving you like an extra something amount of luck. I would use his Keyblade for the majority of the game, or I'd use the like the Oblivion or something. Oh man, I wish I could remember all this stuff. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 was the shit, and so was Roxas. But coming in at number 1, if you guys already don't know, then well, some of you probably do. I mean, my gamer tag was a character in this game. Of course, it's Sly Cooper 2. That's another game I actually never owned. My cousin bought it because we saw the trailers for it on TV. We're like, looks pretty cool. Raccoon walking around stealing stuff. And I think it's pretty much tradition that every time I see my cousin now, we play that game. At least the first level. And we probably beat that game over a dozen times. Yeah, definitely. Actually, we don't know where all the bottles are. My cousin actually couldn't sleep some nights because all she would hear is the bottle noise. If any of you played that game, you know what I'm talking about. When you get close enough to the bottle, it's like tink, toom, tink, toom, tink, toom, and then you smash it, and then you need 29 more. And then if you got the 29 more, you'd have to find the crap. Not the chest. The vault? No, that's not right. The safe. And then you'd have the code to the safe, and then you'd have a new ability. And one of my favorite abilities was the feral pounce, baby. That was the jump for days. L1 all day. Yup. Good game. Very, very good game. Bentley, pretty much the best nerd character ever. Murray, the best dumbass character ever. Sly is as smooth as they come. The Carmelita Fox's voice was so sexy. Oh man, she was hot, dude. The bosses were all cool for each level. The story was cool. Just pretty much the best game ever. It's that simple. Sly 3 was not necessarily a disappointment, but I think they tried to do a little bit too much. Like they got too many characters, and the story, the main bad guy was kind of gay. The monkey. I didn't really like him too much, but Sly 3 was definitely a really, really good game. I enjoyed it. Sly 1 was kind of a bust, I think. Never actually played Sly 1, but I've seen it played and I've seen reviews on it. Not a good game. Sly 2, the game. And Sly 4 is actually coming out. There's gameplay trailers of it, and by the time that game comes out, I will have a PS3. So, hopefully nobody's taken the PSN Cyfax 43. Good old days, you know. But yeah, there you have it. My top 5 favorite single-player campaigns. Honorable mention to BioShock, and no, I have not played Metal Gear Solid. Stop nerding out about that game. I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's the best. I understand, Ryan. Alright. Peace.